This is the second time recording a nearly 40-minute video. I think it's time for me to keep things short. Yo, what's poppin'? We're back. For those of you guys who are watching this video right now, you do not know that there's actually been a previous upload of this exact video to my channel missing half of my freaking screen, or at least a quarter of my freaking screen. So I'm back. Now today, I want to get right into this, bro. Today, we're going to talk about how SNR is created. Next video, as you can see, I put done over here. God had other plans for me. Number two, we're going to talk about the different types of SNR. So different area, when you talk about the creation of SNR, you're talking about normal buy-sell candles, sell-buy candles. We'll get right into that in this video. But then there are other times when price reacts from areas you're wondering like, wait a minute, that doesn't quite make sense. That doesn't quite align with what I've been taught. So I'm here to share this. Now, before I start, real quick, I want to say that whatever I'm teaching here is not any kind of leaked information. Whatever I'm teaching here is information that has already been leaked. Okay, and all I'm doing is adding my experience and my own little things, tips and tricks that I've learned onto that, which I think is going to help you guys so much. That's what I think, because the stuff that I learned, I never got my mentors to bother to teach me. I had to learn that by myself, and that really accelerated my growth in the space. So I want to share that with you guys. All right, cool. So let's get right into it. Creation of SNR and identifying fresh levels. So this video has two objectives. Let me write down these two objectives real quick. The first thing is how SNR is created. Second thing is difference between fresh and tested. Levels, obviously, right? So we're talking about SNR levels, right? Difference between fresh and tested levels. I'm going to try my best to stay on topic here, okay? Because we have all these different videos for different topics, but then I end up merging everything together in one video, and it's just like no one understands anything. Okay, cool. So how is SNR created? Very, very simple. SNR, what do we have? We have support. Let's just do resistance first because it's easier. We have resistance, and then we have support. Okay, so what is resistance? Resistance, now this will take a little bit of time to explain. What is resistance? Support and resistance both are, now write this down. Support and resistance both are comprised of only two candles to create them. I'm going to say that one more time. Support and resistance only require two candles for its creation. What are these two candles? Well, it depends on whether it's support or resistance. So with resistance, how is resistance created? What two candles could possibly create resistance? Very simple. We have ourselves a buy candle and a sell candle. A buy candle and a sell candle form a resistance. What about support? We have a sell candle and a buy candle. A sell candle and followed with a buy candle form your support. Now, of course, these two candles have to close. So let me go and give you an example. I think it's best we look at the weekly because it's just fewer candles for us to look at. All right, cool. So resistance. What do I say? Buy plus sell candle. Buy plus sell candle. Once this sell, now what are we talking about this whole closure thing? Once this sell candle has closed, this has created a resistance. So how do we draw it? Okay, this, what do you mean this? How do we draw it? Very simple. Remember how I told you we have two candles, right? Buy and sell candle. Once the sell candle is closed, I told you we have resistance, right? So how exactly do we draw it? We take a line. This is the most correct way, the most strict way for us to actually draw it. We take ourselves a line. You can take a trend line, you can take a horizontal line, a horizontal ray, whatever you want. I'm going to use a trend line and straighten it out. Take my trend line and I draw it from the body close of that first candle. Avi, stop. What do you mean body close? What are you talking about? Relax. This is the body of the first candle. Remember I said body close of the first candle? It's very simple. Is this the first candle? Yes. Is this the body of the first candle? This is the wick. What I'm touching right now is the wick. Is this the body of the first candle? Yes. Is this when the body closed? Yes. How do I know? Open, high, low, close. This is the close. It's basic OHLC. Okay? Close. So that's where your line starts. And then you extend it out, obviously. So let's try again. Okay, let's do the next one. What's this? Buy. Yeah, I know your eyes went straight to this one. Hold on a minute there. Buy, closed, sell, closed. Where do you draw? Take your line out from the first buy candle's body close. Is this where the body of the first candle is? Yes. Is this where it closed? Yes. Boom. Draw it and extend it out. Let's go for the next one. Buy, correct. This is the first candle. Second candle, see? Buy candle, sell candle. Sell candle. That's your resistance created. Obviously it needs to close. So then in this future, then you look, okay? That's your resistance. How do we draw it? From the body close of the first candle. This is the second candle. This is the first candle. This is the body of the candle. This is the close of the candle. Body close of the first candle, and you extend it up. Okay? So if you're wondering, that was that. Alright, so now, okay, I'm going to leave that there. Now, what about support? Sell candle plus buy candle. I'm going to just draw you random supports right now. Okay? Sell candle plus buy candle. And if you're wondering, yes, you're right. Sell candle, buy candle. This is support. Again, if it's fresh or not fresh, we'll get to that in just a second. We're going to extend that out anyway. Sell candle, buy candle. What am I drawing it at? The first candles closed. That's it. That's it. The first candle opened here and closed here. And that's the second candle that created a support. So we draw that. First candle opened here and closed here. That's the second candle that created a support. We draw it here. Same thing over here. First candle closed here. Second candle made the support. It's the first candle's close. We draw it. It's that simple. What about this one? Yes, this is considered it. Again, guys, don't skip the beat here. What am I asking from you? Very simple. Draw your supports, draw your resistances. Sell, buy. Just like that. Just draw it. Buy, sell. Whether it reacts, doesn't react, that's listen, just follow. Resistance. Support. Resistance. Support. Why this one? Sell, buy. Support. Why is this support like looks weird? Why is support didn't freaking support it? This is known as what? This is where we come to the next point. SBR and S. What's this mean? Support, break, become resistance, and resistance, break, become support. That's all this is. This is not even something I learned. This is, no one taught me this. This is just, oh, okay, I understood it. That's it. No one even taught me this stuff. No one has to teach you this stuff. This is super easy to understand. When you have, look at this. Sell, buy. What does that do? Creates a support. When that support breaks, see how did it break? By this candle. Broken. Then that's your support, break, become resistance. What is this? Buy, sell. That's just a normal resistance. Okay. Now I'm not sure whether I covered this in this video or in the previous video. What constitutes a break? When I'm talking about break this, break that. What is a break? Break is equivalent to when candle body closes below or above SNR. Why do I say below or above? Because it depends on whether you are support or resistance. So let me delete all of this and give you guys one example. Break equals candle body closes below or above SNR. So let's look at this. Sell, buy, resistance. Buy, sell, resistance, correct? This is the candle that touched it. You see this white candle? Look, sell, buy, sell, resistance. Now we're looking, oh, is it touching it? Is it touching it? No, nothing. So far away. It's so far away. Ah, this one's so close. Boom, we touch it. Right? Did this candle break? This resistance here, did it break? No, it didn't. Why? This is the body of the candle. And where did it close? It closed here. The closure, because this is a resistance, for it to break this level, it must close above. Then we can say, oh, it's broken that weekly. Again, whether or not it continues up is a completely different story. You guys understand what I'm trying to say, right? Whether or not it continues up, completely different story, completely irrelevant. Okay? Hold on, how long are we doing right now? 9 minutes. Whether it closes above or below, that's completely irrelevant as to whether it continues. But is this a closure above? No, this is not a closure above. What is this called then? Rejection. What is a rejection? Rejection is when price comes and touches the support or the resistance level, in this case resistance. Price comes and touches it, maybe it goes up, floats, it can float however high it wants to float, but it doesn't close above this resistance. It eventually, in that week, comes back down, stops there. How many people during this week, right? Let's look at this real quick. How many people during this huge wiki week, that's a funny thing to say, thought that price was just going to blast right through? Just blast right through. But then, boom, 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 it dropped how many pips from the top? Went all the way up and dropped how many pips? 800 pips. That's a rejection, my friends. That is no break. buy, sell, right? And if you're wondering the lower time frame, sure, let's go and take a look at the lower time frame. What is this? Buy, sell, fresh. Fresh, why? Nothing's ever touched it before. Buy, sell. Buy, sell. Has anything, okay, now buy, sell. Okay, is resistance. Has anything touched it? No, nothing, nothing, nothing. Fresh so far, fresh so far. Boom, touches it. Okay, so that is that. You see what I'm trying to say? So I'm gonna give you guys a little bit fine. I'll give you guys a little bit of my own tip. This is something I learned about fresh and test levels. Sometimes when you look at these levels, you're wondering, Avi, it tested the levels so many freaking times. You know, how it tested it like wick. You know, let's say you're doing on the daily chart or something like that. Price has tested that area so multiple times. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. It's not as clean as something like this. See this? Buy, sell. See how clean? Oh, just one time it touches and it goes down. It's Avi, touched a few times. I'll teach you a trick about that in just a second. First, let me talk about the types of SNR that we have. Okay, besides the second video, let's talk about right in here. We have ourselves the left shoulder. So now you guys know what exactly I mean by a break of structure. Like what is a break? When price has broken something, right? So I'll give you an example of a break. Before we move on, I'll give you guys an example of a break. So this would be an example of a break. Price here broke this resistance. Why is this a resistance? Very simple. Buy, sell candle. Draw the resistance up. Oh, this candle comes in. Okay, I'm expecting it to reject here. Oh no, it broke up. It rejected at the top. That's not my question I'm asking you. Did this break? Yes. Why? Candle body closed above the resistance. Same deal here. And yeah, now you can really see how you can get blindsided. Buy, sell, resistance. Price comes up, but the body closes above. But then Avi, it dropped down. How come? Don't get blindsided. Now this is where it gets interesting. Buy, sell. What do we have there, folks? Buy, sell. Just this. Here, what do we have? Think. What do we have? Buy, sell. Correct? What is that? Resistance, right? Price touches it right there. So my first confusion, you guys want to know, right? We'll talk a little bit about this in this video here, what I found easy and challenging, right? I'll talk about this there. But you guys want to know one of the first problems that I had. One of the first problems that I had was that I didn't know whether this, see this candle touching here, was actually making this fresh or tested. Because I always thought that, oh, we must have a huge gap between each SNR, you know, like this one or like this one. See this? See, we create the SNR and then it takes some candles some more. The candles miss and the candles miss and the candles miss, and then it comes up and then it falls down. I thought, oh, only then it's valid. But then, you know, if it does something like here, buy, sell, and then right after that, buy, sell, right after that, this is the weekly, right? First week buy, second week sell, resistance created. Third week comes and touches with no space, you know, like go down and then come and touch. Just like that, I thought, oh no, this is still fresh. Nah, this is tested too. It's touched, it's tested, it's done. Okay, it's done, it's fresh, it's tested, it is done. It doesn't have to do like this. Such a huge, it does not have to do that, guys. Same thing in this case. Buy, sell. It does not have to take like 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks to come back. If let's say in this candle, and let's say this white candle here, this bullish candle comes up and touches and rejects, that's already unfresh. It's already tested. Okay. Now you guys understand that already. Okay. I hope you guys understand already. A great example of this would be right here. Sell candle, buy candle. What is this? Make it easy for you guys. Sell, buy. What is this? Support. Am I right? Yeah, you guys got it correct. Support. This candle here, see, sell, buy, fresh. This candle comes and touches it. You're wondering, Avi, but it wicked below, etc. Listen, we are not talking about entering. Did I mention anything about entries? I will teach you guys. Relax. I will teach you guys. Did I mention anything about entries? No. Okay. So look, sell, buy, support. Price comes in, touches, and then she flies. You see where I'm flowing with this, right? You see where I'm going with this. It's just like that, bro. It's exactly like that. Same deal over here. If you want to look, I'm just trying to give you guys examples. Buy, sell. When you just look at it like that, buy, sell, that's a resistance. So you go ahead and you draw your line, right? This right after that, price comes and touches it. It's still considered a touch. It's still considered a test. Same deal here, bro. Buy, sell. Right after it, price test. Whether price takes some time to come back and test it or does not is regardless. What's the word for it? Irrelevant. Completely doesn't matter how long it takes for price to come back. One thing I've learned, okay, let's even though I say it's irrelevant, one thing I've learned is that the longer price takes to come back to that point, the bigger the reaction will be. Now this, if you guys are Wyckofians like myself, an ex-Wyckofian, you would know it's the theory of cause and effect. The bigger the cause, the bigger the effect. So you have yourself this area to reach. This is the cause. When price actually reaches there, the effect will be very huge as well. The smaller the cause, the smaller the effect. You can follow rules like that as well. But still, the point of the matter is whether or not it's cause and effect. That's just a theory, okay, which seems to work very consistently. The point of the matter is, I want you guys to be very clear. When you see stuff like this, okay, when you see stuff like this, don't think this is fresh and then try and say, oh, this is fresh. No, it's already been tested. Okay, now, my detail about test. Avi, sometimes, you know, it touches and touches and touches, like here. Look, see? Sell, buy, support, you draw. Avi, how many times it tested the damn thing? How do I know when it starts, man? You know, it's so many times. Very simple. You guys will have to wait for this video. Just want to put that out there. You guys will have to wait for the intro to storyline, right? Just wait for this video and I'll show you exactly how a storyline is created. Now, this is my own understanding, how exactly a storyline is created, and I'll give you guys my own understanding. So you can't say I'm taking from anywhere. My friends, I had 7 mentors, not one. Listen deep how crazy this is. Not one out of my 7 mentors has shared to me about the operation of timeframes, which means when exactly I can say, or when I can conclude or predict, right, speculate that, oh, price should move now. Not one. I figured that out by myself. I'm sure a lot of other people know as well, but I learned that by myself. Okay, the synchronization of timeframes. Anyway, we'll get to that in a future video. But this is the thing. When you're wondering, Avi, how do I know how many times it can test before it moves? Here's the deal. Has it broken it? No, we've not broken the level. So that's the first thing. We've not broken it, so don't worry about it. We can reject multiple times. But when can I say, oh, okay, it's not fresh anymore? How many times? Reject 4 times. How can I say it's not fresh anymore? Once the storyline has started. So keep that in your little notebook. You got a little notebook, type there or write it there. It's only untested, it's only tested, it's only unfresh once price touched the area, and starts the storyline. If price touch, okay, so in other words, if you don't understand what I just said, I'll give you in a different form, simpler to understand. If there's a support or a resistance, press a support. Price comes and touches it, right? Touches it with the candle close, whatever, blah, blah, SOP, standard operating procedures there. Price came and touches it. But it never started a bullish storyline. Why bullish? Because we're talking about support. Let's say resistance, bearish storyline. Price came and touched. Never did a bullish storyline. Okay? Then price may come again and touch that same area. It's still fresh and it still may play from there. Okay? So that's that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what I wanted you to understand, just a little trick. So you guys need to understand something else. Something very common that people talk about in the SNR space. The SNR space, a lot of people talk about SBR, RBS, you guys understand that. But one formation, one pattern, which you guys who have been watching AKFX would know this pattern very, very well. You guys would know it like the back of your hand. You would be familiar with this pattern. This pattern includes SBR or RBS and apex and left shoulder. And I'll give you all of the details about that right now. This is where a majority of the video will be taken up with. So this is the pattern. That's it. This is the pattern. Familiar? Definitely familiar. So this pattern gives us 3 pieces of information. What is this? Bearish formation. What is this? Bullish formation, obviously. I'm not stupid. You're not stupid, right? So, what is in here? What exactly is in here? So, the reason I'm giving you guys this is because when some of your friends, or when you hear from somewhere, someone says point of origin, you know, someone says point of origin, someone says apex, someone says SBR, RBS, I want you guys to be able to know this. Or someone says left shoulder, I want you guys to be able to know this. This is your apex. So what is this? Your strong high, strong low, strong high, right? This is your RBS. Sorry, this is your apex. Apex. Seems like a mountain. It's the apex. Apex. Okay? This is your left shoulder. I'll show you how to draw that in a second. Left shoulder. Left shoulder sell, left shoulder buy. And this is your SBR. Why is this called SBR? Why not RBS? What does SBR mean? SBR just means support, break, become resistance. Remember we talked about that. Support, break, become resistance. This is what? RBS, why? Resistance, break, become support. Why is this resistance? Because in this formation there will be a buy and a sell candle. That forms a resistance, but price comes to the resistance and doesn't hold, it just breaks. RBS. This is a support. Why is it support? Because maybe on the charts it says something like a sell, buy candle. But then when price comes back, sell, buy candle makes what? Support. Price comes back, doesn't hold, just breaks. What do you do there? Okay, so yeah, that is pretty much what I wanted to say. So I'll give you an example of that right here. I'm just looking at sell, buy. So we have this entire formation right here. Okay, now I want you guys to really think about this. What do you think makes a left shoulder? This is probably the most challenging thing to understand in this video is probably this, and it's not even that challenging once you understand it. What makes a left shoulder? A left shoulder is simply comprised of a resistance that gets broken. So now you're thinking, what? This is a resistance that gets broken. What's this? RBS, resistance, break, becomes support. Price comes back, oh, I'm going to buy, but boom. Candle closure below. Then this becomes a left shoulder. Same thing over here. Okay, so let me draw that again slowly. Alright, you have yourself a support. Sell, buy candle. Oh, this is support. I'm going to buy, but it breaks. Okay, it breaks. This is support, break, become resistance. SBR. When it comes back, I'm going to sell. But it breaks up. This is your left shoulder. Now, next bit of detail. Avi, I've noticed you drawn this, right? This here didn't even break here. This didn't even break. The structure is still intact. Is this still considered left shoulder? Yes. Here, Avi, same thing, Avi. Here, we didn't break up. Is this still considered left shoulder? Yes. It is absolutely 100%. Avi, is this considered, if I were to take a sell from here, or if I were to take a buy from here, if I were to take a sell from here, is this considered low risk? No, it's not. Avi, would it be better, right? So you're asking me these questions. Avi, would it be better if this structure here got broken first and then price came and took it? Same thing here. This structure got broken and then price came and visited the left shoulder. Would this be better? Yes, this would be better. So I hope that answered you guys' questions. Okay, the best time to take a left shoulder is when this guy breaks. Okay, or this guy breaks. This is a what? Resistance becomes support, right? Price can play from here, price can play from here, price can play from here. Okay, which one do you pick? Again, don't concern yourself with that. Don't even worry about that right now. Okay, so what have we talked about? We've talked about how resistance is created. We've talked about how support is created. We've talked about the meaning of SBR and RBS. All right, we've talked about how you even can think what a break of structure is. What constitutes a break? Okay, we've talked about the difference between fresh and tested levels. And I've also even given you some extra sauce, which is about how you can actually tell when it's time for price to properly move. Because we test so many times. Once price is tested and a storyline is started. So if you guys know what storyline is, if you guys know how to dictate a storyline, then you would know, oh, okay, I can add that to my arsenal. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much it. There's really nothing else much for me to say about this video. I think we're gonna end it here. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.